This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place?
The taco place?
Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jacksons.
Start collecting them today.
Jacksons, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
It's time for the Jacksons Postgame SHow on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat, or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jacksons, where you can get a 99-cent 16-ounce coffee or refill with Let's Go Rewards. Need snacks or a cold drink? Visit one of the 300 Jacksons locations today. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out RowPaint.com. Now, let's join the guys at the James Kitchen and Bar near Albertson Stadium for the Jacksons Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, the final shot rims off, and Boise State hangs on 62-59. The Broncos take down Wichita State. They were up by 15 in the second half, up by 9 with 90 seconds to go. But Abe Jackson, they hang on, and they get there's Abe Jackson. They hang on for a what ends up being a win that maybe wasn't what it was supposed to be on the metrics or the spread or all that, but it's a win, and it's a gritty win, and you hung on, and now you've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And, you can take a look at a lot of things. The offense wasn't there at the beginning, but the defense was there pretty much the entire game. And that's what won them this game. I mean, I was looking at the stats, and at the 11:50 timeout, Boise State was 2 out of 12, but they held Wichita State to just 4 out of 13. So they were only down 3 points. If you don't play good defense, actually great defense against a team averaging 92 points, and you hold them to under 60, if you don't play great defense in this game and your offense starts the way that it does, you're going to be down 12, at that first media timeout. but they didn't do that. The defense was fantastic. They locked in. They knew the offense was going to come around, and it did, and they ended up getting a really good win.
Yeah, being up 9, though, they missed 3 of their last 4 free throws. They had a shot clock violation in there at the end, and then, as we said on that final play, I guess they were trying to foul but couldn't get over there, and then at that point you want to let it go because you don't want to lose. What did you make of kind of the final 90 seconds there? And that shot in particular, you okay, kind of no foul there?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, Coach Rice probably said it in the interviews in the back. He said it with Bob and I that he thought about calling a timeout after the first miss from Javen and then talking about fouling, but he doesn't want to, coach to the negative, if this is a miss. So I can understand that too. And you forced them again. It was a good defensive possession. You forced them to take a deep three. It was about 4 or 5 feet behind the 3-point line. And so if you're going to say you can shoot a 3-pointer 4 or 5 feet beyond the 3-point line and not foul, I mean, I'll take that.
Only, we talked before the game, 16 made threes coming in, in the last game for Wichita State. They only go 4 of 15 in this game. I think they only had 1 made 3 in the first half. So Boise State's defense, again, second game in a row where Boise State shoots less than 40% offensively, but still able to find a way to win. I know you touched on the defense, but obviously it was good again. And lo and behold, already up to number 32 in the Ken Palm numbers at defense after this one tonight.
And the defense won them this game, right? Offense is going to come and offense is going to go. You want to do enough offense, of course, to win the game, but your defense is something that you can almost control. I mean, guys can get hot, but you can control getting through screens and talking and getting your switches. And when the offense isn't clicking, to be able to play that type of defense, it's easy. Trust me, from a guy who was a scorer, when you aren't scoring the ball, it's easy to get a little bit down, a little bit in your own head on some other things on the basketball court. This team, Coach Rice talked to us about it, a mentally strong team show in the performance today. A mentally tough team to stay with that good of defense against a 92-point scoring team in Wichita State. And it kept you in the game until your offense started clicking a little bit.
I really thought they weathered a storm early on because they were just missing wide open shots, which was encouraging. You thought, okay, at some point they're going to have to hit these. They're running good offense. I thought the ball movement in the first half was tremendous, even on some of those early misses. But as you said, 2 for 12, you're 1 for 10, I think, to start. Your first field goal didn't come till there was 13:02 left in the half. I mean, 7 minutes to start the game without a field goal. But when that shot did go in, it's 7-4.
Right.
I mean, they weathered that storm, hung around until they could get the offense.
Well, and here's the thing is that you can't just win a game if your offense is clicking. I mean, it's just not going to happen. There's a couple games in a row here where the offense really hasn't really hit its stride like we thought it would. But you can't just say, well, those are going to be losses because our offense isn't clicking. You have to be able to do something else, either dominate the glass or get to the line a lot and make some shots, or just play lockdown defense. And that's what this team did.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many kind of unsung heroes as well, but I thought the minutes that you got from Julian Bowie in the first half were huge minutes.
Those were big minutes, and I think that this could have been Dylan Andrews' best game as a Bronco as well. Not his highest scoring game, but 7 assists, 10 points, only 2 turnovers, and he made so many decisions with the ball. It was on-ball screen, him and Fielder for a few possessions in a row, and they just cut up the Wichita State team.
Yeah, no, I thought he was good, and Drew Fielder got going 17 points. He was really dominating on the inside. I had this show earlier at the first half here.
That's nice. I mean, that's tough. And he's a big guy that has good footwork, and those are the type of plays that you're going to get from him. And Okorafor, big guy, strong, but just wasn't able to keep up with him with the footwork there.
I thought the crowd tonight, I wasn't at the Montana State game, but in terms of kind of sensing the moment a little bit and realizing this was a bigger game than the first couple to this point, and you had the blackout, and I felt like there was a lot of energy in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. It was the first time this season where you could really feel the energy from the crowd, and I kind of get it. I mean, after the first game, everyone was down about it, but credit this team, the coaching staff, and they've put together 4 good wins, and now they head off to Maui where they're going to play USC, who is no joke. I think 19 in the Ken Palm is what Coach Rice said.
Anything else stand out to you? I mean, 15 points for Andrew Meadow. Dominic Parolin had 5, but he was only 1 of 7 from the field. I thought he had some short misses in there that he missed early on. But any other takeaways? I mean, they did get out rebounded in this game, and again, another game where they shoot under 40%. So and then the late game kind of struggle. So plenty still to work on. It wasn't a perfect game.
No, I mean, we're 5 games into the season.
Yeah.
No, there's still plenty
It
to
should
work
be perfect for right now. Come on, Abe.
Perfect, and you got so many guys with new positions and new faces. I mean, it's going to be something that progress, and I think that we see progression every single game. And it's not just offensive progression. I mean, this one may be a little bit stagnant from the previous game as well, but overall as a team, they are progressing and they're getting better. And what I really like is the defense from the guards. I mean, when you had NATO and you had Andrews out there, the defense in those guards, it makes it so much easier for the guys behind them too, because then you know that the guards are pressuring them, taking up so much attention from their guards. They're not going to be able to create. Then all of a sudden the shot clock starts ticking down as well. The guard defense, I think, has been big.
Nevada down 2 to UC Davis with 70 seconds left. And then I don't know if we can get a score, but I think Troy was up on San Diego State. In San Diego.
Troy collapsing.
So we're trying to get a score there. If somebody has one, let us know. But some other Mountain West action, which kind of, just win, right? Obviously the Hawaii Pacific game, if you had one more point than the other team, how you played was exactly the same, but at least you could have had the deep breath with a win. And when you're up 15, you'd love to win by 20 tonight and help the Ken Pom numbers and all that. I mean, they've dropped, I think, 18 spots. I guess Troy is still up 83 to 79. So I don't know how much time's left, but we'll have to check on that. But, I mean, the Kent numbers and all that weren't necessarily great after tonight. Another game where you don't really do what you're supposed to do, but in the end, you win.
In the end, you win. And I was thinking earlier today, how wild would it be if this is the team that gets a first NCAA win?
I said that night.
And I know that we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but you have maybe arguably the worst loss in Boise State program history.
Yes.
And then you get the greatest win in Boise State program history to happen in the same season.
Yes.
So that would be pretty wild.
I said that right after that night, how it almost seemed fitting that that's what it was going to be after that. But I guess it's a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes. So Troy was up double digits, and they're trying to hang on here. San Diego State just made 2 free throws, 29 seconds to go. It's a 2-point game, so we'll keep an eye on that. But all right, Abe, heading to Maui.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever get to play in any kind of preseason tournaments?
We played in one in Hawaii, and it wasn't the Maui Classic.
Was it Diamond Head, or was it different?
No, it was different than that too. I think it was where BYU Hawaii is.
Okay.
Don't really know. I mean,
you're a basketball junkie, though.
That's 2000. That's 25 years ago. I don't know if I couldn't tell you anything else from 25 years ago.
You're a basketball junkie, though. I mean, when you first heard, not just for, I mean, it's going to be cool for you to, for all of us to go to Hawaii, whatever. But when you heard Boise State is in the Maui Invitational last year, whenever it was in the springtime, I mean, what was your kind of first reaction?
That I've watched that gym every single year for about the past 15 years, or however long the Maui Classic's been going. I have seen that gymnasium on TV, and now I'm going to get to go sit in it and watch some really good basketball.
So what do you make of the opportunity Boise State has? You mentioned number 19 at Ken Pom for USC. In the second game, they could potentially play NC State, who I think is 22nd at Ken Pom, and Seton Hall's a top 100 team as well. Texas is top 50. I mean, there's some good teams in this tournament, and 3 games in 3 days. A big, they've had some tough games already, but this is going to be their toughest 3-day stretch by far.
It will be by far, but this is exactly what you want. And these are the places that you go to get these tough games. So you don't do a home and home, and you don't have to just maybe we just have to go to USC to get a chance to get a really good win. You go on a neutral court against a top 20 Ken Pom team in USC. That's the type of win, if you can pull that out, that you can look back on if you're sitting there on the bubble and say, hey, they got USC. They were top 20, and it was at a neutral site.
Somebody said Troy won 86-82. That would be faster than the stat broadcast, which is in the arena, which has 83-81.
Give it an old refresh.
I mean, this is pretty much right on cue with how as they're putting the stats in here. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe somebody can read maybe if anybody else is watching can see the score there. But that would be quite the upset. But I'm in the arena, he says. Somebody's watching this show while at the game. Wow. Okay. Right. We'll see if that ends up being the case. But either way, Abe, after that first game, I mean, to win 4 in a row, and I know a couple of them weren't pretty, but what's to say about the response of this team to come back and close out a couple tough, gritty games and now have a 4-game winning streak and a 4-1 record heading to the islands?
That the first time the team took the court against Hawaii Pacific was kind of an anomaly, that they weren't there offensively. They weren't there mentally. It looks like a completely different team. I mean, if this defense in the last 2 games showed up against Hawaii Pacific, Boise State wins by over 20. I mean, the type of aggression that they've had on the defensive end these last 2 games have got them the wins.
Well, that guy's clearly not in the arena because Magoon Guath just hit a 3-pointer with 17 seconds left to pull San Diego State within 1, 85-84. So that guy got us. You're not there, bud. Nice try. All right, Abe. Appreciate you, man. We'll let you get back to the fam.
All right.
And nice win for Boise State, man.
It was a good one. Hopefully they can get some in Maui.
Appreciate it. 2-1 is always the goal. If you can go 2-1 in those overseas or in any of those kind of MTEs and tournaments. But nice win for Boise State. Let's hear briefly from Andrew Meadow. Andrew Meadow spoke with the media. I got to find out where that's at. It's in a different graphic here. Keeping the comments going. Keep all this different things coming. We'll get to those here shortly. Not going to be a very long show. I talked for 3 hours. My voice is about shot, just to be completely honest with you. So let's hear briefly, a couple minutes from some of these players, and then we're going to call it. But here is, I believe, Drew Fielder after the win.
Drew, you guys kind of had to hang on there a little at the end. You're up 15 in the second half, and I think 9 with a minute 30 to go. But what are the emotions kind of like there, as you're hanging on for that final 3?
I mean, man, we just got to land the plane. That's it. I mean, obviously we wanted to, probably do a little bit better. We probably could have done a little bit better finishing the game, but we landed the plane. That's it.
What are some of the things in the second half, down the stretch there, last 5 minutes that, because Montana State obviously was kind of gave you a run for your money there on Saturday as well. Just anything you can take from the last 5 minutes of both these games that you can look at and try and improve?
A lot. I mean, I think we had, good finishes both games. We won the game, but I think just having that experience and having the tape to be able to go watch and learn how we can be even better. But I think we've done a great job, and we just gotta continue to just nitpick ourselves and be, so we can work on it and prepare for the next game. But I think we've done a good job because we've done a good job. We won, so.
Andrew said that this kind of felt like a conference game. Do you kind of agree with that sentiment? And how's that really get you guys ready for, as the schedule really heats up here over the next few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They were physical. They're athletic. If they can make consistent shots, I mean, they're gonna be a good team. So I definitely agree. Like it was a dogfight, but I mean, it felt really good to have that experience. Some of the freshmen probably hadn't felt that bump before in a long time, so it was good. It'll be really good for us moving forward, especially going into Maui.
To start, I think 1 for 10 or whatever it was. You guys had great looks. They just weren't falling. I mean, you kind of weathered the storm though. You're only down 7 early on. How did you guys kind of? I guess just shots started falling, or how nice was it to not be down more early when you wanted it?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last Saturday. It's just shots are gonna fall. Sometimes shots are not gonna fall. We got to be able to stand on something to win us the game, and we've been able to stand on our defense, stand on our rebounding. When it matters, maybe we were, whatever it was. I think it was -6 today on the rebounds, but we got them when they mattered. So it's just about, everything leads up to the final 4 minutes, but until then, the only thing that matters is those final 4. So I think it's just we've done a great job being super physical without fouling and doing what we prepared to do. But we could definitely be better.
Drew, you along, I feel like, fighting the most of 7'2" Swedish center. What was that battle like for him? Have you played against a guy that tall before?
I think the last guy I played was Kalkbrenner, but he was good. He threw his body around. He was physical. He wasn't he was a little nasty, which was good. I didn't like it, but it's just that's good. Some big men like that, aren't nasty or don't want to throw their body around. So he did. But it was tough. But I feel like we responded the right way. We played hard. So
was there a point of emphasis, when he came back in the second half to try to drive at him, try to force him to get more fouls?
All right, there was Drew Fielder. Looks like Troy is going to win. San Diego State missed a 3-pointer, and then there was a foul, and I think it looks like it's an 88-84 game with 2 seconds to go. That was a 16-point projected win for San Diego State at home, a bye game where they probably paid Troy upwards of probably $100,000 to come win and to come play. And Troy shows up and wins the game. Huge win for Troy. Another really bad loss for the Mountain West. and that's another bad loss. 16. Also, Nevada just lost to UC Davis. Wow. That's quite the couple of minutes there with a couple losses for Boise State. Or Boise State, a couple losses for the Mountain West as Nevada loses and as San Diego State loses at home. The KenPom number on that one was 16 for Troy. Troy came in at 135 at the KenPom, and that's going to really crush San Diego State's number. They were 27 coming into the game, favored to win by 16. 16-point favorite, and they lose outright. San Diego State at home. That is wow. So 2 seconds to go. We'll see. I guess it's not quite a final yet. Let's hear from Andrew Meadow speaking with the media after the game. Meadow tonight had 15 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Andrew Meadow after the game.
Okay, fire away. Drew, what was working tonight? You and, Andrew.
I go by it too.
You and Drew both kind of were working inside tonight, and in terms of the points of the paint and what was clicking inside in particular tonight?
Yeah, a big emphasis was for us to, try to get paint touches because I think especially in the first half that created a lot of open looks for us from the 3-point line. So, all week in practice we've been trying to, get it to the paint and then, if we have the finish, but, it'll open up good looks for us on the outside.
You guys started 0 for 9 from the field. I guess just how do you recalibrate to get past it?
I think just our defense, we got stops. I think they only had a couple points, even though we were struggling offensively. And the fact that we were able to, not let them get a big lead on us. And, we knew our shots were going to end up falling at some point.
What was the key for the defensive effort tonight? I mean, these guys came in scoring 91 points, shooting 48%, and you held them well below both those averages.
Yeah, I think a big emphasis was to, no personnel. Some guys don't want to shoot, so we got to be over helpers and, be able to get in the front of that ball, be high at the nail and the MIG, down into the block to help on those drives or even on the tags on some of the bigs, and then obviously boxing out. That was a great rebounding team. That was a big emphasis, and, it felt like a conference game out there.
You guys were up 15 at one point in the second half. You're up 9 with like 1 minute and 30 to go. Missed some free throws, had the shot clock violation. So how do you kind of describe the kind of hanging on there at the end?
I think just being able to rely on our defense, like the last game, how we know we can get a stop at the end of the game. We hold our hats on our defense, and even if we have a bubble on the rim, Leon says, like, we got to be able to get a stop and win the game.
What about from 3? I mean, they made 16 last game. I know you kind of touched on it, only 4 threes tonight. I mean, just keeping them off the perimeter. How big was that?
Yeah, huge emphasis. Those guards, they're little, so we were trying to impact the ball, try to make it so they can't get the 3 off, and then if they drive past us, like I said, we have over helpers to make sure they finish over our length.
They also had their 7'2" Swedish giant. Mm-hmm. Just how was it facing him?
Yeah, he's huge. Like, that was probably one of the biggest guys I've played, but it was just trying to get physical with him early, making sure that he feels our presence, even though we're smaller than him. Hitting him early will make him maybe not come as hard.
I was also there. I think he only played 5 minutes that first half. He got into foul trouble, I guess. Come out second half, was that kind of the goal to get him another foul?
Yeah, for sure. Just to stay physical with him, make him feel us, and try to get him that 3rd foul.
How did that feel like the game changed when he got that after he got that 2nd foul?
I think it opened up a lot of things. I think that's when we went on our little run, when we started being able to penetrate a little more, draw guys in, and find open looks for 3.
That's back-to-back games now where the shooting kind of went away, things dried up at the end of the game, but you're able to hang on. And what were the emotions like down the stretch as Wichita kind of kept coming there, and how have you been able to stay poised and just find ways to pull these games out?
Just staying composed, not trying to get too high or too low in those moments. Like, the basketball is a game of runs. We had a run, they had a run. Just being able to, keep our emotions down and not try to, panic or anything like that.
In terms of just you're 4-1, and you obviously got a little momentum going here. I mean, how do you kind of look at what you've done to this point, and now you guys can kind of get ready to head to Maui?
I'm just proud of our group for, responding to that first, obviously loss that we had. We didn't let it affect our rest of our season. I feel like a lot of teams, if they have a loss like that, they might just, give up. But we responded the right way. We have momentum. We're getting better every day in practice. We're competing. And I'm excited for Maui. It's a big opportunity for us, but we got to, take it one day at a time and focus on practice for our next practice.
How, I know not necessarily a trap game tonight, but I mean, just knowing you had that coming and stuff, just to, like you said, focus in and get a big win tonight and now be able to kind of turn your attention forward. I mean, what's that say about this group?
I think it shows that we have a really focused group. We're not looking ahead. We're trying to stay focused on, the day that we have, the opportunity that we have in front of us. And, obviously it's a big tournament coming up, but everyone was saying, we don't care about that right now. We're focused on Wichita, and they're a good program. And I'm glad that we were able to stay focused and come out with a win.
All right, there's Andrew Meadow. Looks like there's still 2 seconds left in that game, so we'll keep monitoring that. Again, 62-59, the final. This is the Jacksons Postgame Show. Boise State takes down Wichita State. San Diego State is about to lose as well. Before we hear from Leon Rice, we'll hear from him briefly. I do want to thank all of our sponsors. Don't forget about rowpaint.com, our title sponsor. Andy Rowe, rowpaint.com. All your painting needs, hit up rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Back on board as a sponsor of Boise State. We appreciate them. ICCU.com. Taco Bell, they didn't get to 83, so you don't get the free taco tonight. But any home game, when the Broncos score 83 points, you get a free taco if you came to the game and have your ticket stub or your online ticket stub from Taco Bell. Check them out at TacoBellWorks.com. Jackson's post-game show sponsor here. They've got the 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night, from our friends at Jackson's. The Riley and Ridge Show tomorrow at 7:30. Tyler Crow is a special guest live at the James Kitchen and Bar. Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game, thespateam.com. If you need that sauna, hit them up, thespateam.com. Hey, the Blue and Orange Store, they got your Boise State gear, theblueandorangestore.com. All your Boise State gear. Saw Travis Hawks at the game tonight. The Blue and Orange Store, Boise Square, Town Square Mall location, or the new location at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame, or you can order anywhere in the world online at theblueandorangestore.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, and again, we're going to hear from Leon Rice shortly. Lithia Ford of Boise, never a better time to buy a newer pre-owned vehicle. You can do that online at lithiafordboise.com. Hey, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. Ready to buy or sell your home? Look no further, BauscherRealEstate.com. Download the Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off of the checkout line. Shop Ridley's.com. Ridley's Family Markets, 14 locations. Love that Cuno location. Star, Weezer, McCall. Ridley's Family Markets. Check them out at shopridleys.com. And Signature Roofing presents speakpipe.com/BNN. If you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do it on the Signature Roofing voice inbox line, speakpipe.com/BNN. Signature Roofing online, my Signature Roofing. All right, we're back here live. Troy has 89. Looks like Miles Bird might have just hit a three-pointer with 1 second left to tie the game. Half-court shot. San Diego State hits a half-court shot to go to overtime. Wow, that is unbelievable, and I can guarantee you San Diego State will win that one. There's no way Troy will come back from that one. So just a massive turn of events there. You guys are going crazy in the chat here. Max Rice, logo shot, three-pointer for Miles Bird, sends the game into overtime. And looks like San Diego State will probably prevail in overtime there. Let's hear from Leon Rice, Boise State coach, after the win against 62-59. The Broncos win this game despite shooting just 37% from the field. They also get out-rebounded 38-32. But the Broncos get it done. Here's your head coach, Leon Rice.
Coach had to kind of hang on there at the end. What are the emotions after that one? I'm kind of watching that last three miss.
Yeah, that we'll start, I guess, at the end. And last game, Javen was 9 for 10 from the free throw line and ran the press break perfectly. Threw it to the guy that was 9 for 10. All he's got to do is make one. You feel good about it. And I had one timeout, so. I was just like, okay, he'll make at least one of them. But then when he missed his first, I'm like, do I ice him now? Or, now I'm in because I don't coach from a negative, I don't, you got to prepare him for the what ifs, but I hate the shooter knowing like we're preparing for the misses, like just make it, and it's game over. And so we got the call to our two small guards and, if we missed it, we were going to foul. And we never got to him. And that thing was right on line. I was like, oh, here we go. Now, it wouldn't have lost you the game, which is great. In hindsight, I'm glad we didn't foul. I would have extended it. But, the crazy thing about it, it seems like we're playing a lot of games now with the exhibitions and all this. But you look at it, it's November 17th. So there's a lot of things that we can get better at, a lot of things, situations like that we can learn from. and it's fun to learn from a win. We can do that. So, but I'm really proud of our guys, the progress we've made every day that we've been together, the progress. That team on film, I was like, wow, they can score. They got athletes. They quick to the ball. They got size. They run good stuff. They're well coached. There wasn't a lot of flaws that we saw in that team, and to hold them to 59 points is a great sign of our defense. And so we're improving. And also there was a good gritty mental toughness to us tonight because, like you said, we start the game 0 for 7 from 3, and they were all pretty good looks. That can affect guys sometimes, and we didn't. We just kept sawing wood. I think after that we went 7 for 10 from 3. So we got better in a lot of things tonight, and there's so many things that we still can, and our guys know what they are. We smoked a lot of lands, and we had 2 shot clock goofy things that, some awareness of, hey, we've dribbled around for 30 seconds, you got to shoot it, come on. And we got smart guys up. We'll get that all handled and figured out, and those are early season things that we can keep getting better at. But really proud of our guys because, that was a battle, and we had them down 15. That's something else we gotta get better at. We had them down 15, and they came back just like that. So, those are all things you learn from. But like I said, we just beat a really good team that is gonna be in the up towards the top of their league, I feel. And they got a great home court advantage. They got great coaches. They got great players, and so we'll take that win any day.
When you get a high-powered team like them.
Well, there's Leon Rice talking to the media. You can see the full Leon Rice post game. That is on the that'll be up on the BNN YouTube channel. Here's that shot, by the way, that San Diego State just hit to send it to overtime. We've got a video of it right here.
3-point game. In it goes to Bird. Bird for the tie to send it to overtime, and he got it! Oh! Miles Bird! 3-point game. In it goes to Bird. Bird for the tie to send it to overtime, and he got it! Oh! Miles Bird!
Wow, what a shot there for it was still playing in my headphones there. What a shot. And it looks like it's 93-91, now 95-91. So as I suspected, San Diego State up 4. Looks like they'll hang on there, and that's the Mountain West needed that, but that's San Diego State needed that as well. So that would have been a very, very bad loss to Troy. But up 4, 2:30 to go. Guessing that San Diego State will hang on there. So, again, final look at the numbers. 17 points for Drew Fielder, 15 for Andrew Meadow, 10 for Dylan Andrews, 7 for Javen Buchanan. Broncos miss 8 free throws tonight. They shoot just 37% from the field. They get out-rebounded, but find a way to somehow win this game. 4 wins in a row for Boise State, and the Broncos now will head to the Maui Invitational. I've got no voice left. I've been talking for like 4 hours. Hope you enjoyed the live stream of the broadcast. We're going to end the post-game show here. I'm bothering Sean and John as they try to write their stories. So check out their coverage, Statesman, Idaho Press, and they're doing a tremendous job there. So I'm bugging them as they try to write their stuff. We're still waiting for the Bronco dogs. My son was adamant that I have to bring home some Bronco dogs tonight. I don't see the typical extra concession stand items here that my kid likes me to bring home. So appreciate you guys for watching tonight. That was a fun live stream. We had over 700 of you in the live stream watching the game on YouTube. Jay Tust, $260 for getting 13 names on the list on there. And so we'll edit all that together in the next couple of days and put together a little package. And that was fun. Fun night. Boise State gets the win. 9 a.m. We'll talk some football with Winston Venable. We'll talk a little basketball as well. So hope everybody can get some rest tonight. Appreciate you for making Bronco Nation News your spot for your post-game coverage here, and enjoyed it. Fun show. Thanks to Jacksons, our post-game show sponsor. Thanks to Mateo, our intern, for doing a great job tonight as well. Boise State wins at 62-59. Go check out BroncoNationNews.com when you wake up. Nathan Carroll has an article. I'll have an article. Plenty of post-game coverage. We'll get all the full post-game press conference video up to the site and our YouTube channel as well. And appreciate it. And we will do that. when we figure out Jay's charity, we'll let you guys know, and we'll try to raise as much money as we can for charity based on Jay helping us have some fun with the broadcast there. So that was fun, very fun. 13 names Jay got. That was very impressive. So good win for Boise State, 4 in a row. They're headed to Maui. Bronco Nation News headed to Maui as well. We got a football game first on Saturday, and we'll talk about that and more tomorrow, 9 a.m. Join us tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. right here, Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com from ExtraMile Arena. BJ Rains signing off from the Jacksons Postgame Show. Again, the final score is 62-59. Boise State has won 4 games in a row, and appreciate you guys. We'll see you at 9 a.m. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.